So you've got a generator and you're wondering, how do I safely hook it up to the house? Some of the dogs are barking over here. Today in GardenFork, I want to show you a new, I don't know if it's a new method, but a method that's new to me that works better than a transfer panel. And I have a transfer panel, but we're going to be at a house today where they just installed an interlock switch. I'm going to walk you through it and show you how it works.
Make, fix, grow, cook. GardenFork.
All right, so let's look at some of the stuff that electrician will need. This is the generator interlock hardware. This is the 220 or 240 breaker. The generator power is going to come into that and into your breaker panel. This is your weatherproof outdoor plug, very important. And then a 240 volt extension cord with the correct amperage to plug into your generator and into your outdoor outlet. So your electrician's going to install this circuit breaker to allow power to come in from the generator. It's going to go right here, and they will move the two breakers that are here. They'll put them down here, which is easy enough. There's my sister's troublemakers. When you're thinking about where to site the outlet, the outdoor outlet that your generator is going to plug into, my suggestion is, first of all, it has to be outdoors. Don't do this in a garage or a basement or you'll kill yourself. But it has to be near where you're going to put the generator. That's just my experience. So the generator is stored right there in that shed, and right back here is where a lot of the electrical equipment is. So we could use a hammer drill and go through the mortar and the brick to run a new cable really easily, and then the generator can sit right here. Actually, with the cord we have, it's long enough, it can sit on those pavers right there. Oh, there, look at the knuckleheads out there. They're being goofs. They're kind of like my pups. So think about that. Work with your electrician about where to site it. Also make sure it's not somewhere that water collects. Otherwise you're going to be standing in mud or wet stuff, and that is bad when you're dealing with electricity. This is your outdoor outlet. The power comes through this brick. You could use a hammer drill for that. It goes through this electrical box and connects into this socket here. The socket matches the same kind of power outlet you have on your generator. Your electrician will help you match that. A stinger or heavy-duty extension cord connects from here and goes to your generator, which will be sitting right here because we're using an outdoor generator, not in your basement, okay? For you and your electrician, be sure to drill into brick, not into mortar. We have a whole video about that. Actually, there's 2 or 3 videos about how to attach things to brick and cement walls, okay? Here is kind of the meat of the generator interlock switch system. The top right-hand breakers, if there are any breakers here, they're moved down, and then a 240 volt breaker that matches the amperage of your generator is put in here. And these two, this red and black wire, plus a ground and a neutral, travel out of the box over to the outdoor outlet where you're going to plug your generator in. The main breaker is forced to turn off when this is turned on. Power comes from the generator up into those 2 wires into the panel and feeds selected circuits. So that's kind of the juice, that's the juju, I guess we'd call it, of a interlock switch, is that breaker right there. The electrician will use a template to drill 3 holes to allow the interlock switch to be attached. This is the interlock. The electrician will drill some holes and then put these shoulder bolts in here, and this acts as a guide for the interlock. Time to test. All right, let's pretend that we're having a storm and there's a power outage, okay? So this is our interlock switch and guard, I guess we'd call it. All right, so if your power goes out, oh, the power's out. First thing you do is you come downstairs and you turn off your main breaker, okay? Then you push this up, and that keeps the breaker. You're not going to be able to turn the breaker back on again because it hits this metal guard. What it does allow you to do, though, is turn on the interlock breaker. Now we're going to go outside, hook up our generator. Power is going to come in to the panel from here. and flow through. But first, before we do that, turn off all the breakers in your house, because your generator probably can't power the entire house. Like, it's not going to be able to run your electric dryer and your air conditioning at the same time. Depends on the amperage of your generator, okay? We have a small one. It'll run the lights, it'll run the air conditioner, and that's enough for us, you know?
Okay.
All right.
So the lights go off. You turn off the main.
Main is off, so we're not endangering any line workers, so our generator power does not go back down the power line. Turn off all our breakers here, and then take our generator extension cord and go outside, and we'll pretend there's a storm or something.
We're doing this in the rain. That's what we'll pretend.
This is a great light, by the way. I'll link to it below. All right, let's go upstairs.
Very attractive too.
So we're outside. This is our generator power cord. It'll only plug in here one way. One of them has the little lugs has a tang on it, and you line that up. So pretend you're doing this in the rain, and then you turn it to click so it won't pull out. Okay? Generator is off. This gets plugged in and then turned to lock again. Now we're going to go back into the house and turn the switches on. So now we're feeding power back into the house with this heavy-duty cord into that outlet into the breaker panel. All right, so we're down in the basement. Our interlock is pushed up. The main is turned off. The generator interlock is turned on, so we're feeding power into here. Now we can turn on select breakers to power different parts of the house, depending on the wattage of your generator. We have a small generator, it's 5,000 watts, but that'll run enough to keep you comfortable during a power outage. And I think the basement lights are down here somewhere.
Look!
So when your power comes back on, you can switch the generator feed off, and that will probably drop down just from gravity, and then slide your main back on again. So the beauty of this is now your line power is on. You cannot push that across. It's brilliantly simple, and it works really well. It's super simple. The expensive part is hiring an electrician, but it's saving you a headache. It's pretty cool.